Today I'm going to be reviewing a few more custom Plants vs. Zombies plushes. And while all these custom Plants vs. Zombies plushes are made by the YouTuber Ultimato, so make sure to go subscribe to him as well, he's the one that made all of these plushes. I've left the link to his channel in the description, so make sure to go subscribe to him. And yeah, first we're going to be starting off with the Fire Pea. Now, the Fire Pea isn't fully custom made as it uses the base of the Lynx and 2 pea shooter plush, but still overall it looks really good. As all the leaf base and stem have been left untouched, but the actual face has been really well recreated and it looks great. As well, the eyes look pretty good and the fire on the back of the head also just looks really nice. As well, I actually think it was a really good idea to use a base of a normal pea shooter plush that already has the correct head shape and everything, which just makes it a lot easier to make the plush, and it overall just looks really good. As well as all the details on the face look pretty good, and the only downside to the plush is that the leaf base and stem are supposed to be a red color just like the head. But besides that, this Fire Pea plush overall looks really good, and I like the fire on the back of the head, and overall he did a really nice job making it. Now next up we have the Garlic Drone. Now the eye on the Garlic Drone looks overall pretty good, and the mouth on it also looks pretty nice. Just like the Fire Pea plush, this isn't a fully uniquely custom made plush as it uses the base of the normal Lynx and 2 Garlic, but overall all the details that are added to it just looks really good. As well, the eye and mouth seems to be really nicely made, and the actual top of the Garlic plush with the leaves also looks pretty good. As well, it seems to be nicely stuffed so it continues to stand up, and the leaves also seem to be nicely shaped, and overall they look really good. And while this is the only Garlic Drone custom plush I've ever seen, so yeah, overall it's a pretty unique one that looks really nice. And once again, I'm really glad that he uses the Lynx and 2 Garlic as a base for it, as well the shape and everything just looks really nice, so overall it just makes the plush look even better in terms of the shape and accuracy and everything. So yeah, overall, once again, this is a really nice looking plush, and it's also a pretty unique one. Next up we have the Cob Cannon. Now in my opinion, this is overall a pretty nice looking plush. The only thing that I don't really like about it are the wheels. As well, the wheels sort of look a little weird with all the details on them and everything, but besides that, I think that the rest of the plush is really good. As well, even though the wheels do look a little weird, the rest of the plush looks great, as well the actual kernel part looks really good. I like how he made the individual kernels, as well they look pretty good. And while the leaves on this plush are nicely cut, so they cover the kernel in a certain way that just makes it look a bit better. And while the eyes on this plush look pretty simplistic, but once again, they look pretty good, so overall, it's a pretty nice looking Cob Cannon plush. So yeah, the only really bad thing about the plush in my opinion are just the wheels, but still overall, the rest of the plush just looks really nice, and that's basically the only downside to it. And while I don't really see many custom made Cob Cannon plushes, as well, it's actually a pretty hard plush to make due to all the details on it. So this plush is definitely really hard to custom make, so yeah, overall he did a really nice job with it, especially for how hard of a character it is to make. Now next up we have the Sunflower Queen. Now for the face on this plush, it looks pretty good. The actual face part of the plush is missing a few details though, as well there's supposed to be some white lines that are on the face. And while on this plush they seem to be missing, but besides that, the rest of the face looks pretty nice, and for all the main details that are there, they look pretty good, just missing a few small details. And while the petals around the head also look pretty good, as well they're nicely shaped and everything, even though some of them are weirdly shaped compared to others, they still overall look pretty good most of the time. And while the actual face on this plush is pretty simplistic, but it doesn't really need to have a lot of detail, as well as a pretty simplistic looking face in the game, so it looks pretty good. So yeah, the only thing that's really bad about the face is that it's missing a few small details that are supposed to be there, but besides that, it's actually a pretty nice looking plush. And while the stem on this plush also looks pretty good, the arms are overall pretty nice, and the leaf base at the bottom looks pretty good. As all the leaves and everything seem to be nicely shaped, and while they overall just look pretty nice. So yeah, overall, for a Sunflower Queen plush, it actually looks pretty good, as most Garden Warfare characters are really hard to make in plush form. As well, there's just a lot of detail on them most of the time, so yeah, overall, he did a really nice job with it, besides a few details that are missing on the face. Now next up we have the Umbrella Leaf. Now this Umbrella Leaf plush is actually based off of the Plants vs. Zombies 3 design, at least I assume so, as well there's a white flower on the head, which is basically exclusive to the PVZ3 design. Meaning that this is actually one of the first plushes I've seen that are actually based off of Plants vs. Zombies 3, so yeah, overall that already makes it pretty unique. And while for the body of the Umbrella Leaf, it's pretty simplistic, as well in the game it's just a green color, so yeah, overall it's very simplistic, and well, it looks pretty good. As well on this plush is pretty nicely stuffed and everything. The eyes seem to be nicely made and they seem to be facing the right direction. And well, the leaves on this plush actually look really good, as well they're nicely shaped and everything, and they also have a line going down the middle of them just to give it a bit more detail. And well, as you can tell, there actually seems to be a pretty good amount of leaves on this plush, as well as you can tell, there's some leaves that are actually under the leaves just to give it a bit more detail. So yeah, overall, it looks pretty good, and while I can't see much of the flower in this image, but it seems to be nicely stuffed and everything, and it seems to be well shaped from the petals. So yeah, overall, this is actually a really nice looking umbrella leaf plush, and it's extremely accurate. And while out of all these plushes, I would have to say that this is definitely the best one, at least in my opinion, as well, I just really like how it looks. As well, in terms of accuracy, most umbrella leaf plushes don't really do that good of a job, but this one did a great job of it, which is why I like it. So yeah, overall, this is just a great plush in my opinion. It's pretty cool to see a plush based off of a PVZ3 design of a plant. Now moving on to the zombies, starting off we have the engineer zombie. Now just like the first two plants that we looked at, both of these zombies use a base design being the Linkson 2 zombie, but I actually think it's better to do that as it makes the plush overall just look a bit better. As I'm using a base design just makes the plush have a higher chance of just looking more accurate. And well, for the details on the face, it looks pretty good, as well the hair and everything look good. As well, I like how his mustache is shaped and everything, and it looks pretty nice. His actual head doesn't really seem to be fully on his head though. As well, from this one image that I have of this plush, you could kind of see the top of the head a lot, so yeah, overall, the hat doesn't really cover it that much. But besides that, I think that the rest of the details on the face look pretty good. The coat on this plush also seems to be pretty accurate, as well as the correct color and everything, and the thing that he's holding also looks pretty good. As of obviously, compared to the game, it doesn't really have that much detail, but it would basically be impossible to make it with all that detail, as well this is just a really detailed character, especially with the Garden Warfare games. The zombies just have a ton of detail. So making a perfectly accurate plush of a Garden Warfare zombie would be basically impossible. So yeah, overall, there's not too many details on this plush, but a lot of the details are just really hard to make. But for the details that are actually on this plush, they look pretty good and everything, and well, besides the hat, I think that he did a good job with basically all the details on the plush. So yeah, overall, it's not the most accurate zombie custom plush I've ever seen, but it's still not the worst. Now next up we have the Octo Zombie. Now once again, just like the last zombie that we looked at, this one uses the base Linkson 2 design, which just makes it a bit easier to make. And well, for the octopus on the face, it looks pretty good. I like how the tentacles are shaped and everything, and it looks nice. And well, as you can tell, there's actually a bit more detail on this plush. As you can tell, there's an octopus on one of the arms, which just gives it a bit more details. In the game, there's tons of octopuses on this zombie. So I do like that detail on the plush, and well, overall, that's all there really is to this plush, is though the actual zombie is pretty simplistic. As up in the game, it's basically just a normal zombie, but with a ton of octopuses on it. Well, that's really all there is about it. And well, the only thing that I don't really like about this plush is that for whatever reason, it's just missing his shorts. As though the zombie plush appears to not have any shorts on, but besides that, I think that every other detail on the plush looks pretty good. You just need to add the shorts and it'll look great. So yeah, those are all the custom plushes. I think that the umbrella leaf is definitely the best one, as though it just looks really good in my opinion. It's definitely the most accurate. So yeah, once again, go subscribe to the creator of these plushes, and yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please like, subscribe, and comment down below which of these custom Plants vs. Zombies plushes are your favorite, and yeah, have a great day.